Good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. And we know food prices are set to climb 5 to 7% this coming year, which means you could be spending another $1,000 on groceries this year, which is not good. That's a lot. Here to help us save money and tell us the top food trends for 2022 is registered dietitian Michelle Jaelin. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Devo. Thank you for having me today.
Okay, no, I'm glad you're here because we all need this information and this is helpful for everybody across the country. So let's start with your first, I think my Google just went off, by the way. Your first trend that you're going to get us to save some money. You're saying going back to the basics.
Yes, and that means going back to affordable options of canned and frozen vegetables and fruit, as well as whole grains. So things like quinoa, brown rice, barley, oats, bought in bulk is cheaper, and as well as cheaper cuts of meat and more affordable protein options. So that also means canned options like canned fish and beans. And another good one is eggs, and they're nutritious, they're high in protein, and they go from the farm to your grocery store in 4 to 7 days. And I actually have a very simple recipe to show you that you can make. It is a healthy Mediterranean style quiche. It uses eggs as well as vegetables and frozen spinach together in a nice, delicious recipe that you can have for a weeknight or also on a weekend. And it also reheats very, very well. So this is something that you can easily also make it ahead of time and reheat it if you're too busy. I always like to add cheese on top of vegetables because it gets people to eat them. And then this recipe and more, you can get at getcracking.ca.
All right, that's amazing. It looks great. As you mentioned, you can reheat that. So you can freeze that. You can make it in bulk if you need to. That is a great example. Plant-based. Everyone wants to do it, but not all of it is healthy. Explain.
Yes. So consumers have caught on that plant-based doesn't necessarily mean healthier. So you want to look for options that are less processed. And that means looking at the ingredients list, you want a smaller ingredients list. You also want to make sure that it meets nutrition requirements for things like protein, as well as you want to make sure that sodium is lower as well. We're moving towards more whole foods, plant-based options that are less processed. So be sure to look for that.
Okay, and some of the terms that we've heard when we talk about gut health is prebiotics, probiotics, but what is postbiotics? So maybe go through all three of them quickly for everybody to understand.
Sure. So prebiotics is the high fiber food. So things like your oats, things like your beans, fruits and vegetables are your prebiotics, which are important to have. Probiotics are things like your fermented foods. So like probiotic yogurt, as well as things like fermented cabbage, like sauerkraut, kimchi. Those things have a lot of live bacteria, which is good for our gut. Now, postbiotics refers to the leftover waste products at the end. And that's a newer thing, and there's more research going in for that. So I would say focus on getting enough prebiotics, so high fiber food, and probiotics, fermented food. And that's how you can keep your gut super healthy, because not only does it affect your mental health, your heart health, it totally affects your overall health. And it's been a fascinating area that we're only going to keep learning more about.
That's amazing. And something that I've gotten a lot of messages about, people are saying, man, I don't know what to do this weekend. Maybe it's lockdown or maybe it's not, whatever it is, or you got to stay at home orders. But dry January, people are like, I'm bored. I ain't got nothing to drink. So what are some maybe ideas you have for people who are participating in dry January? And is this something that is here to stay?
Yeah, so Devo, the Sober Curious movement is here to stay. And what started off as a 30-day challenge to not drink alcohol has now been something that people are fully embracing. And it's a lot easier now, too, because there are a lot of great spirits out there that are non-alcoholic. So if you want to cut back on your alcohol or you don't drink alcohol, you don't have to order pop or water anymore. You can have a really fun drink. And of course, drinking less or no alcohol is always better for you. So it's something I always encourage. I encourage people to remember to always rethink your drink, consider how you feel before you decide to have a beverage. And there's a lot of other fun, delicious options out there for you now.
Okay. Do you have any of those mocktails? I wasn't sure if you had them with you today or not.
Oh, maybe not today, but another time, maybe in studio or something, I'll bring you some.
Okay, well, people will be able to find them and all those recipes and everything that you've got going on. Where can they look you up?
You can find me at Nutrition Artist on Instagram.
And you've had a great, I know, 2021 and a lot happening for you. So congratulations on that. And thank you for putting out the messages and helping everybody save a little more for 2022. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Devo.
All right. Good to see you, Michelle. Thanks so much. And
Good to see you
coming up,
too.
we are
Thank
going to
you.
hear from you. Thanks.